Hang on.
I'm gonna wait for the car to just go past the window.
Yeah.
God. Hello, welcome to Sofa Sunday.
This is where you come every Sunday with a mug of coffee or a gin or vodka and just hear us chat rubbish, basically.
Absolute crap.
This week's episode is start of a series that we're going to do on our channel, isn't it? So we're going to start a series on online dating. So this week it's going to be Tinder. So should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
With online dating, I'm quite sort of reluctant to actually pursue anything on it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's very... I go onto it just for the entertainment factor, I guess, and the sort of, I know this sounds really bad, but like validation.
Totally.
If anyone asks you how you've met, you've got to be like, Tinder. I feel like it's really like superficial.
I know. So I've been like on and off it for years, really. I was like jumping between like Tinder and Bumble for a while. And I would like go on like coffee dates and stuff like that with guys that I met off it, but I never really met anyone off it.
Yeah.
It's only recently that I've actually met my boyfriend off Tinder, but that's like the first time I've actually met someone nice properly.
I mean, I think that's like a really good experience for you though. I think obviously people take different experiences from it.
But I've had to go on so many just shit dates really to meet someone that is like nice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the amount of like weird sort of horrible dates that I've been on off Tinder is crazy. So I don't know, and the amount of like weird messages I got on Tinder, oh my god, I was literally like, if you're gonna slide into my DMs and you're gonna do it that way, I'm not replying to you. Like,
think something better, mate.
Definitely. I mean, like, the thing is, with the messages I get, I know a lot of people talk about like bad experiences and stuff. The majority of I don't really get any messages. I have to always message first. So I think that's like, and I don't mind doing that. I'm quite I like messaging first, because I'm very like, I want to sort of get my personality across initially. But at the same time, it's like, why don't you want to message me first? You know what I mean? And I think that's the sort of initial thing, is that I'm like always putting myself in that position where I have to put myself out there. And it would be nice for someone to do that for me. So I'm like sort of, that's why again on Tinder I'm a bit like, I don't know, if any of them actually really wanted to talk to me, maybe they'd like, because sometimes you match with people and then you never talk to them.
No, exactly, I know, yeah.
You can have like 25 matches and never have a conversation with any of them.
Yeah.
It's not genuine. Like, you haven't met up with that person and just sort of gone, oh, I quite like that person. You've literally looked at a picture and gone, they're alright.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know, I prefer, personally, I like looking for a specific person, not just like a relationship. So I wouldn't actively look for a relationship online, because I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm looking for like a person. Because obviously when people go on, like my perception of it anyway, when people go online dating, it's because they want a relationship. So they're just looking for someone to like to put into that relationship. Whereas I'm like, okay, where I am, it'd be nice to have a relationship. I'm not gonna like actively like search for someone to fill that like place.
Yeah, I think like that's quite a good way of thinking about it, and like that's quite a good perspective to have, because I feel like if you're actively looking for a relationship on Tinder and stuff, I feel like you're constantly just searching for something that's not gonna come really. Whereas if you're kind of like on it and just thinking, yeah, I'm just whatever happens, then, you know, that's a better sort of perception to kind of have. Like both me and my boyfriend, we're very, very independent, don't really care about having a relationship, didn't really plan on having one, because we're very busy people. So it was only until we met kind of each other that, because we're the same sort of person, it worked. Whereas like before, I don't know, it's just, there's just everyone's so different, that's the thing, isn't it? And, you know, like, this is my first relationship, so for me, I didn't want to settle and I didn't want to get in a relationship with someone that I didn't feel it was right with. Exactly. And my standards are like skyrocketed as well. Exactly.
Because I think it's been so, because you've never had it, you're like, okay, so I've been waiting like 20 years now, but like it's been 20 years. The first has to at least be something I want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to just get into it for no reason.
Exactly. And also, like, everyone used to say to me, like, once you know, you'll know, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, shut up. I was like, no, I won't. But it's so true. Like, it is so true. But until you get that feeling, I wouldn't bother. Literally, I wouldn't bother. It's so true. Once you know, you know. And it's very, very strange. And I never planned to kind of get into a relationship. Because I'm 22, I'm very young still. Like, I never planned to kind of get into a relationship this young. But I think if you're with the right person, then it doesn't really matter. Do you know? I
think that's the thing as well, like, because I've got so many things I want to do, like, and I want to move and I want to do this, that and the other. Like, I feel like things like relationships sometimes like hold you back.
Yes,
and that's something that, like, so again, like, if I'm just looking at things on an app, it's again not for something that I'm going to be like genuinely, this is going to help me, because I don't know, next year I might move to LA, or I'm very sort of thinking about my career and my future, and that's something that I'm just very like, I don't know why. I feel like I have the app as a possibility, but not genuinely because I want to find something on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's and it kills time, and if you're bored, it's a very, very good app to go on. Isn't it?
You just sit there like,
nah. Ooh, nah. I've had some, oh my god, I'll tell you my embarrassing story.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Oh my god, so this is just, I can laugh about it now, but at the time I wanted the ground to swallow me up. So I think, how long ago was this? Maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I met this guy off Tinder and we went for a drink at Slug and Lettuce in Bristol, and at the time I had, like, my hair was pretty dead, so like I didn't have long, well, this is long to me, but I had like really short hair and it was just dead, and I went through a phase. I bought this, like, you know those like clip-in ponytails that you can get. I clipped it into my hair, so I had this nice long like ponytail, and I was just sat there like on the day, and suddenly I felt something like drop onto my lap, and I was like,
no.
What was that? I looked down, it's my fucking hair extension ponytail. Oh my god, I was dead. I was like, oh my god. And because my hair underneath was like a little stub. It was awful. Oh my god, I can't even cope. Honestly, it was awful, right? And I just looked at him and he just kind of laughed, and I was there like trying to put it back up. Oh my god. Please don't notice. Honestly, that was horrendous. Like, I would say that's probably...
What did he say?
I can't remember, but I remember he just lauged, but that was the most embarrassing thing I think I've ever done, actually, on a date. Honestly, I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, you couldn't write that shit. Like, you literally couldn't write that shit. It's a hard one, though, because there's so many people that you, like, match with on Tinder and stuff like that. Like, you go through so many different types of people. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're not suited to you. That's the thing. And I can remember it did like drain me quite a lot, actually, like just the whole thing, because I was just like, what, is it me? Like, what's wrong with me? But then actually it's nothing that's wrong with us per se. It's just we're not going to settle, and we've got high standards, and that's good, and that's how it should be.
I think as well, the amount of conversations you have with people, and like, I don't know, it just feels like each person's there, not even there to get something out of it. Everyone's just there to chat to someone because they're bored. And like, I feel like, because there's some conversations I've had on there that are really nice, and then after like a day or so, they just don't reply, and it's just like, I thought we were vibing, but you know what I mean? That's fine. Like, but again, I'd be like, would I actually want anything from that? And I'm like, no. So, you know, it's not really...
Exactly.
I don't know.
The amount of messages that I would get, like, I think I got one, and it was like, shall we have sex now or later?
Oh my God.
I was literally like, you can fuck right off. Someone's being dragged up, not brought up. Jesus. I was literally like, who do you actually think you are?
Some guy messaged me literally just asking what my body count was. And I was just like, none of your business, to be honest, mate.
No, it's not. That's the thing. So many people are so insensitive about that sort of stuff. So insensitive. And I'm like, but the thing is, I think it's because a lot of girls and a lot of guys are just on there purely
to hook up with people. Yeah, exactly.
So they can't tell who is and who's not until they talk to someone. So I guess what they say to me about, like, do you want to have sex now or later, I bet some girls are there like, oh yeah, go on then. I've
been insulted for my profile before, like, because it's like, oh, it doesn't like show much about you, even though like my profile, it's literally just me being a twat, like, and it's just showing my personality, whereas lads will have the standard 6'2" because apparently height matters. They'll have whatever fucking rugby or football team they play, like, support,
what car as well they drive,
what they study, and that's it. That's their profile. And I'm like, or they'll put a picture of their dog and be like, you can stroke my dog if you want. Like,
like that, right?
Like, thanks. Like, what is that adding to this at all?
Good. Yeah.
I mean, one profile, literally went on one profile, and it was literally just a picture of the guy's dog, and he's like, my dog's cuter than me. I'm like,
I'm not
bye.
Dog, am I?
Exactly. Like, oh my God. Like, and they complain about how, like, girls' profiles are just like so boring and generic, and I'm like, oh my God, all your profiles are the same. Like, I could literally recreate a lad's Tinder profile, like,
literally, right? It would be picture wise, it would be a picture of their car, picture of their Mercedes, it would be a picture of them with their top off, the lads in Ibiza, and then it would be
nights out photos. They'll have at least one nights out photo.
Photos. Yeah. Why do boys always go like this in photos?
Literally, they point at their mate, like, they go like,
Hey, look at my
or they're always holding a drink, like, like that.
Honestly, like, I'm sick and tired of, like, the only way that I'm meeting people is on Tinder and, like, online dating. But if you think about it, the industries that we're in, everyone's married off already and in long-term relationships. No one's actually single. And also, like, even if you find someone that you like in your industry, it's just not worth getting into it, because it just makes, like, I'm very much, I like to keep those two things very much separate. Yeah, I think it gets way too complicated when you start dating and what people in work.
But it does kind of like you were mentioning, I don't know, I hate the idea of, like, and I don't mind other people, this is just for me personally, I hate the idea of, like, meeting someone online, like, and like finding something that way. And it's not that there's a problem with it, just for me, like, I would like to, like, have, like, I don't know, be somewhere and they be there.
Yeah. Just something more natural. I totally get you, like, totally.
I'm not saying it has to be like one of those, like, situations where you look at each other and you go and, like, walk across the room and you're like, oh.
All I needed in my life, where have you been in
be
my
fucking
life?
Sat in, like, the, I don't know, Revolution outside in the bar area and just be like, oh, there's a person that was sick, hi, like, you know what I mean, just something that's a bit like, or even if it's just a friend of a friend, like, you're just like out and just, like, you know, online it's just so, I don't know what it is, I don't like it, I don't know how to describe it, it just doesn't sit well with me.
Loads of people will come up to me like, I don't understand why, like, boys and stuff will be like, I don't understand, how have you never had a boyfriend? Or I don't know how you're single when I was single and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm picky, first of all. I'm not going to settle. And I'm good on my own. Like, I am good. Thank you very much. Like, thank you for worrying, but
I'm fine. See, that's the thing, like, a lot of people, like, put me in the friend zone. It happens. But then like the same group of people will go, I can't believe you've never had a relationship. And I'm like, I wonder why. I have that all the time. Like, even my friends or like just people I know will just be like, I can't believe you never like had a boyfriend. And part of me's like, yeah, I know. And then part of me's like, well, I don't need one. It's not something that's like I have to have. You know, I mean, I'm fine. I'm quite happy by myself. Sometimes I'm like, do I even want like? So I'm quite, because sometimes you get into the position where you could almost be like with somebody, and then you go, oh no, you get the ick.
Oh, I honestly, for so long, I would get to a certain point and I just get the ick suddenly. I'd be like, nope.
Can't do it, can't do it.
Literally, can't do it. Code red.
And it's not even like their fault, it's just like...
It's in your head, isn't it? It's in your head. Because you talk yourself out of it, don't you?
You're like, no, you don't want that. You don't like that. No, you don't want it. You don't need that.
It's so weird, isn't it? And it's like, and then you're battling with your head because you're like, oh, just stop it.
I think for me, I'm happy by myself. Like, I'm very sort of chill with my current situation. Yeah, obviously, like, I do joke about, like, being single and this. Everyone does that. If they're single, they joke about it. But, like, personally, I'm just sort of, you know, doing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing. And, like, especially at our age, like, we're so young, do you know? And that's what, because I got to a stage where I got a bit, like, just down about it in general, because I was just like, am I ever going to meet anyone? But then everyone was like, Karish, you're 20. I was like 21 at this point. They're like, you're 21. And I'm like, I know, but everyone else is in a relationship, so why aren't I?
Well, everyone I know is in a relationship around me, and it's just like, come on. And especially when I think a lot of time your friends, when they get into relationships, prioritise their relationships over, like, for me anyway, they'd sort of choose them over you. And then you are just by yourself, like literally with your like without friends as well. And I think, you know, and it's not even that you're choosing the wrong friends, it's just, you know, it's just what happens sometimes. People do like prioritise their relationships over friendships.
Exactly, and because I've experienced that as well with people before, now I'm in a relationship, I'm like, no, like my friends are still such
number one.
Massive,
yeah,
exactly, such a massive priority to me, and I wouldn't let it affect my relationship as well. I wouldn't want to anyway, because, you know, my like close girlfriends have helped me through so much, and like, yeah, they just mean the world to me. So yeah, I wouldn't let it affect that sort of thing. Obviously, naturally, you know, you have someone else that you're going to be spending a lot of time with, but yeah, like there's some people that literally just like go off the face of the earth and you're like, bye now.
Oh, bye. It's just, I think it's about finding that balance, because I know a lot of people who will spend every living minute of the day with their partner, and I'm like, you don't have an identity anymore. Like literally, you're just together all the time.
If anyone watching, I'm not specifically talking about any particular person, I'm talking about like multiple people I know are like this.
They just sort of disappear off the face of the earth, and also they just don't have their own specific identity anymore. It's just that person and that person, like, and it's, you know, they're constantly together, and it's like,
so it's quite like sad in a way to see like your friend going from like, I guess like an independent like boss ass to like someone that is so reliant on their partner, because I guess we're probably the same, like we're the sort of person that is so used to being on our own, whereas there's so many girls that are so used to being in a relationship that when they become single, they're like wanting to get back into a relationship, and it's like, oh my god.
I think that's the difference. We're so used to being single that getting into a relationship is the scary thing. Whereas people who are always used to being in a relationship are scared of being single. So once they jump out of a relationship, they go into another one and another one. And I know lots of people like this as well. Like they'll be in a relationship and might be in it for like a year and break up, and then they've got another partner like 2 weeks later, because they can't like be without someone else.
But then in the long term, that makes that even harder for when they do eventually have that gap between relationships.
Because you're not always going to be in a relationship, you are going to be single at some point.
Exactly, and you need to find your own identity.
I've always been very independent, Like, I moved away at 18 by myself. Like, I've done things like that myself. I've always sort of, and then it's just little things like, I'll take myself into town. Like when I was like 13 or something, I'd just walk around town by myself. I'd go like, I do go on walks by myself. I enjoy my own company. And I don't, like you said, you don't want anyone to like hold you back, I guess, because when you're by yourself, you can just make your own decisions. And I've sort of like, compared this to like shopping before, because with shopping, I know a lot of people like to browse and blah blah blah. I'm very in there, get my thing, go. And like when I go shopping with other people, I have to sort of do what they want to do as well and go around all the shops they want to like. And I don't want to do that in life either. In life, I want to just go get what I want to get and then go. You know what I mean? Whereas when you're with someone else, you have to do every little thing they want to do too. And it's, you know, obviously when you're with someone that you care about, you want to do that. But for me at the moment, I'm like just focusing on me. And I want to just go to the shop and grab what I want and go. Like, I don't want to just faff around for ages. And
yeah, it's such a good way of like putting it in perspective, because it's so true. Because like when you get in a relationship, obviously you have to think about that other person, and when you're used to being single, that is a massive adjustment. But yeah, it's a hard one. It really is a hard one. But I think online dating is a very, very, especially Tinder, is a very, very interesting place. Very, very interesting place.
But I think as a platform, it's like changed, because I think now it's not that, not many people use it. I think it's like more, there's other apps out there. Like, whereas like Tinder was sort of like the only thing people would use, now it's quite dead. Like, I think not many people actually use it. And like the people that do, it's not like, because people used to constantly check it all the time. Whereas now it's just like, it's there. And I think everyone has the same mindset on it. I don't know about like, you know, other people, but I have this like, I feel personally everyone doesn't really care about Tinder. They're just very sort of, they'll sit on it for entertainment and swipe left and right, and it's not really something they're actually looking for anything on. Like, tell me if I'm wrong.
That's what I was like. That's exactly what I was like. I was like, do you know what? I'm just on it to kind of be on it. I'm on it to kind of go on it when I'm bored. If anything comes out of it, fine, but I wasn't looking for anything. And I think Tinder especially is the one where no one's really looking for anything serious, and it's mainly used for hookups.
I think it is really difficult, especially in our day and age, to have any alternative to an online dating thing, because I mean, like, people don't go up to each other in pubs anymore and ask them for a drink, or go and ask them for their number, or do this, that and the other. Like,
so I'm so like, if I see someone that I fancy on like a night out and stuff like that when I was single, I'd be there like, I'd be like, do you know what? I'm gonna go over. Do you want a drink? Are you single? Because I want to know. Do you know what I mean? I'm very, very forward like that. But so many guys just haven't got the balls.
grow a pair.
Let's say the guts. Let's say guts. Boys don't have the guts to approach girls. Like, they just don't.
Oh my god, I was out with a group of guys once, and some guy came over to me, and one of my mates went, "Oh no, she's not like that," and he left.
Totally cock blocked you.
They're like, "It's alright, I got you," and I'm like,
No, you haven't though.
I was just like, what the fuck? So I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
So we're going to do another part for this series, because I think it's a really, really like fun topic to talk about. I think it's quite funny, and I hope you enjoyed me exposing myself and my hair extension trauma. I will never be wearing hair extensions again, I'll tell you that. But it would be amazing if you guys could send us in some like stories, like good dates, bad dates, embarrassing stories, anything. If you've met your partner now off online dating, let us know. So yeah, if you message us on Instagram, and then we'll be reacting to a couple in our next video that we do of this series. So yeah, very exciting.
Bye.
Bye.